As twilight descends, Australia's rich agricultural lands whisper secrets of the past, secrets soaked in shadows and untold tales. From ghostly apparitions to eerie echoes of lost souls, these 15 haunted farms and homesteads beckon the brave and the curious. Dare you step into the unknown as we unveil the spine-chilling legends lurking behind their rustic facades. One, Monte Cristo Homestead, New South Wales. In the shrouded shadows of New South Wales lies the Monte Cristo Homestead, a mansion steeped in dark history and ghostly whispers. Built in 1884 by the wealthy Elizabeth family, the homestead stands not merely as a testament to architectural grandeur, but as a harrowing emblem of despair entwined with its very bricks. Locals speak in hushed tones about the spectral phenomena that plague this Victorian estate, weaving chilling tales of its former inhabitants who met untimely and tragic ends. The estate is infamous for being the site of numerous mysterious deaths, among them the tragic story of the family's youngest daughter, who reportedly perished from her injuries after a suspicious fall down the staircase. Whispers also tell of a servant who met a gruesome fate, claimed by a cruel mistress. As the years rolled by, the house descended into a morbid legend, attracting ghost hunters and curious tourists alike, each drawn by the sickening allure of its haunted halls. Investigations into the homestead revealed startling evidence of paranormal activity, unexplained cold spots, disembodied laughter, and fleeting shadows darting across the former nurseries. Sightings of the long-deceased Elizabeth family members have been reported, their apparitions created by the sorrow of their lost lives frozen eternally within the mansion's decaying walls. The air is thick with the weight of sorrow, as if time itself mourns the oppressive grief entwined in every room. But be warned, for those who dare to step across the threshold of Monte Cristo may find themselves tainted by its tragic past. The spirits lingering within seem to hold a malevolent, otherworldly charm. They beckon to visitors, filling the silence with whispers of warnings left unheard. Tread carefully, for the desire to uncover what lies beyond the veil might just invoke the very darkness that refuses to be disturbed. Will you heed the stories or become one with the legacy of Monte Cristo? The choice lies with you, but know that the darkness has an agenda. Two, Elizabeth Farm, New South Wales. As the sun sets over Elizabeth Farm, casting long shadows across the once verdant fields, an unsettling chill sweeps through the remnants of this historic site, whispering tales of sorrow that refuse to fade into oblivion. Located on the outskirts of Parramatta, New South Wales, Elizabeth Farm was built in 1835 and is renowned as one of Australia's oldest homesteads, a legacy of early colonial life that carries with it stories of love, ambition, and, most disturbingly, death. Local lore suggests that the fabric of this serene landscape is woven with the restless spirits of those who once called it home. Many residents recount strange occurrences, including disembodied voices echoing through empty rooms, the feeling of being watched, and sudden drops in temperature that leave visitors breathless. These chilling narratives are fueled by the site's tragic history. The original owner, John MacArthur, played a pivotal role in the establishment of the wool industry, but his legacy is overshadowed by the sorrows he inflicted upon his family and workers. The tragic tale of his wife, Elizabeth, is particularly haunting, left alone for long stretches. She grew increasingly isolated and tormented by the shadows of her husband's ambitions and the upheaval it caused in their lives. The local bushland is speculated to harbor the spirits of the indigenous people who suffered during the colonial expansion. while Elizabeth herself is said to wander the premises, searching for solace and connection amidst her heartbreak. For those brave enough to visit, the chilling energy is palpable. Visitors often feel an overwhelming compulsion to leave, as though a spectral force is urging them away from shedding light on the layered grief that permeates the very walls. Remain vigilant, for as you tread upon the hallowed ground of Elizabeth Farm, you may find that not all who were lost are resting in peace. Some linger, bound to the site, whispering their stories of sorrow and despair to the living who dare to listen. Three, Camden Park Estate, New South Wales. In the dense, overgrown thickets of Camden Park Estate, whispers of sorrow and despair cling to the air like smoke from a forgotten fire, inviting the curious and the foolhardy to tread through its haunted corridors of time. Built in the early 19th century and originally a grand estate for prominent landowners, Camden Park has long been marred by chilling tales of loss and restlessness. Locals recount stories of eerie apparitions, disembodied voices, and unexplainable phenomena, all echoing through the manicured gardens that have since succumbed to nature's relentless grip. The estate is steeped in a tragic history, with reports of a devastating fire that claimed the lives of several children who had been playing in the estate's old stables, leading many to believe that their spirits linger, seeking solace from the painful separation. Sightings of spectral children playing near the ruins, accompanied by sudden drops in temperature, serve as haunting reminders that the past often clings to the living like a shroud. Enthusiasts and paranormal investigators have flocked to Camden Park, armed with EVPs and thermal cameras, capturing unexplained disturbances and the soft, sorrowful cries of children echoing in the night air. Whispered legends tell of a woman in white, a former mistress of the estate, who roams the grounds searching for her lost children, a tragic guardian forever tethered to her pain. This unyielding connection to sorrow poses a warning to those who dare venture forth. Darkness thrives in places steeped in grief. And Camden Park is not merely a relic of history. It is a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead are perilously thin. As night falls and shadows stretch long, heed the tales of those who have walked its grounds. For to disturb the slumber of restless spirits may invite their grief upon your own soul, and the weight of their despair can shatter even the most steadfast heart. Four, Vaucluse House Estate, New South Wales, beneath the sprawling shadows of eucalyptus trees. In the picturesque Vaucluse House Estate of New South Wales, where manicured gardens stretch toward the cliffs overlooking the vast, shimmering waters of Sydney Harbour, an unsettling presence lingers in the air, whispering secrets of a time long past. Built in the 1830s as the home of wealthy landowner William Charles Wentworth, the estate once flourished with opulence and high society gatherings. Yet it's the darker undertones of its history that envelop the estate in an eerie atmosphere. Local legends speak of spectral sightings. An unsettling figure roams the grounds, particularly near the estate's arched stone facade and the hauntingly beautiful Gothic-style interiors, where the echoes of laughter seem to intertwine with chilling, ghostly murmurs. It is whispered among the locals that these sounds stem from the tragedy that befell Wentworth's family, particularly the death of his son, who drowned in the nearby waters during a stormy night, a sorrow that forever bound the estate to the realm of the beyond. Visitors and paranormal enthusiasts claim to have seen flickering candlelight in the windows at night, with some insisting that they have felt a cold breath on their necks or glimpsed the sorrowful figure of a boy, forever playing among the gardens. But beware, for those who dare to spend the night here, may find themselves encased in an unshakable sense of dread. The estate's history fosters a chilling sensation of being watched. The shadows cast by the ancient trees seem to stretch and shift, as if alive with stories begging to be told. It is not only the weight of history that haunts Vaucluse House, but an unseen energy that challenges the living to confront what is left unresolved. As dusk settles, remember this: the past is never truly buried. It quietly lingers, waiting for the curious to trespass into its long-forgotten realm, beckoning those who dare to disturb its restless spirits. Five, Werribee Park Farm Estate, Victoria. Under the chilling haze of dusk, the shadows of Werribee Park Farm Estate stretch ominously across the manicured grounds, evoking whispers of a haunted past lurking just behind the silvery tendrils of mist, nestled along the Werribee River in Victoria. This heritage-listed site is not just home to sprawling gardens and rustic farm buildings. It bears the weight of unsettling tales that echo through the ages. Years of local folklore recount the spectral cries of a heartbroken figure, the spirit of a young woman known as Elizabeth, who once lived and worked at the estate during the 19th century. It is said that Elizabeth, bound by her lofty expectations of love, fell into a tragic fate when she was spurned by her intended suitor, leading her to wander the estate in restless mourning, forever searching for the affection she so desperately sought. The legends grew amongst the townsfolk, recounting instances of cold spots reported in the old, weathered stables and sudden, disembodied voices that seemed to call her name on the breeze. Visitors often claim to glimpse a white figure darting in and out of the shadows, her silhouette illuminated for brief moments only to vanish, a cruel reminder of her endless lament. The estate's well-documented history reveals a tapestry of hardships, as many of its caretakers and workers faced despair, notably during the years leading to and following the economic downturn in the region. Paranormal investigators have flocked here, capturing mysterious orbs and electronic voice phenomena that seem to echo Elizabeth's sorrow. But heed this warning. Wandering through Werribee Park after sunset can awaken the deeply etched anguish that still resides within its walls. Those who enter carry the burden of Elizabeth's tragic tale with them, often leaving with an inexplicable dread that lingers long after they escape the specter's grasp. As twilight descends, remember, some echoes never fade, and some spirits shall not rest. 6. Tocal Homestead, New South Wales. Tocal Homestead, nestled in the hauntingly lush landscapes of New South Wales, stands as a chilling testament to the echoes of a bygone era, where shadows dance in the remnants of history, and the past refuses to be silenced. Once a bustling agricultural estate, established in the early 19th century, the homestead is steeped in tales of despair and loss, whispered among the locals who seldom wander too close at dusk. Visitors often speak of an unsettling sensation, as if the very air thickens with the sorrow of those who once inhabited this place, long before the living set foot on its grounds. The haunting atmosphere is often attributed to the tragic tales of the original settlers, particularly the untimely death of a young girl named Elizabeth, who met her fate in a tragic accident on the property. Her spirit, shrouded in the innocence of youth, is said to roam the gardens, her laughter rustling through the trees like an unsettling melody on the wind. Many have claimed to witness her fleeting silhouette, a ghostly visage flitting through the old kitchen, leaving behind the unmistakable aroma of lavender, her favorite flower, that lingers tantalizingly in the air. Paranormal investigators have frequented Tocal, capturing unexplained phenomena on film: cold spots, flickering lights, and the unsettling sounds of footfalls echoing in empty halls. The homestead's walls seem to breathe with the weight of memories, drawing the unwary deeper into its embrace. But as you stand on the threshold of this seemingly serene estate, heed this warning. The spirits of Tocal Homestead might awaken your curiosity, yet they haven't welcomed any outsiders in lifetimes. To tread here is to tiptoe along the precipice of the unknown. Do not underestimate the power of their sorrow or the hauntings entwined with their history. For sometimes, the stories of the past are meant to remain undisturbed, locked away in the souls that linger in the shadows of Tocal Homestead. Seven, Baruna Plains Homestead, Victoria. The eerie silence that blankets Baruna Plains Homestead in Victoria feels almost palpable, as if the very air is thick with the weight of countless untold stories. This historic site, established in the 1840s, whispers secrets of a turbulent past, one intertwined with the dark shadows of colonial expansion. Locals often speak in hushed tones about the malevolent spirits said to wander the grounds, tormented souls of the stolen and displaced indigenous peoples who once roamed these lands before European settlers arrived. The homestead itself stands as a stark reminder of that unsettling history. Its weathered facade, surrounded by vast, sweeping plains, is a relic of a time when life flourished amidst struggle and sacrifice. Rumors persist that strange occurrences plague the property. Echoes of children's laughter can be heard reverberating through its empty halls, leading many to believe the spirits of the past never truly left. Visitors recount feeling an oppressive heaviness, an inexplicable dread that clouds the mind and quickens the pulse. Those daring enough to spend the night often report disembodied voices whispering warnings, glimpses of fleeting shadows, and the unsettling sensation of being watched, a concept that becomes more tangible with each passing hour. The most chilling tales center around one particular tragedy: the vanishing of a young girl, Lydia, who disappeared in the homestead grounds under strange circumstances. It's said her restless spirit lingers, trapped between worlds, perpetually searching for solace. Daring souls who seek to uncover the elusive truth behind Baruna Plains must tread carefully. The line between the living and the dead is a fragile one. Those who enter with disrespect or disbelief risk awakening the wrath of its inhabitants. Familiarize yourself with the stories that linger like fog over the charming setting. For the terrors that crawl in the quiet corners of Baruna Plains could very well haunt you, blurring the line between folklore and reality. Will you heed the warnings? Or will you let your curiosity lead you too close to the darkness that dwells within? Eight, Martindale Hall, South Australia. In the heart of South Australia, amidst whispering winds and sprawling vineyards, stands the hauntingly majestic Martindale Hall, an edifice shrouded in shadow and the whispers of the past. Built in 1880 for the wealthy pastoralist Edward Goldsmith, this grand estate once buzzed with life, but now stands as a silent testament to misfortune and tragedy. Locals speak of mysterious occurrences that spiral through the walls like an uninvited guest, with accounts of cold drafts that brush against the skin and the soft echo of a piano playing when no one is present, serving as a grim reminder of those who once graced its halls. This grand house was home not only to parties and laughter, but also to relentless sorrow. The tragic passing of Goldsmith's daughter, who succumbed to pneumonia at a young age, cast a long shadow over the estate, and her spirit is believed to wander the halls, forever searching for solace. Over the years, numerous ghostly sightings have been reported. A phantom woman in white, believed to be her seen gazing longingly out of the upstairs windows, and guests noting a chilling sensation whenever they venture near her old room. Further evidence is drawn from the numerous paranormal investigations that have taken place here, with electronic voice phenomena capturing faint, sorrowful cries, alongside footage revealing shadowy figures moving about the estate. However, those who dare to visit Martindale Hall are cautioned against disregarding the spectral presence that lingers the energy of those trapped between worlds. A sobering reminder that not all who wander are lost. As the sun sets and the vines shimmer under the moonlight, let the whispers of the past haunt your thoughts. For should you venture here, know that the echoes of heartache and the restless dead may not take kindly to the living who intrude upon their eternal slumber. (9) Anlaby Station Homestead, South Australia. Amidst the desolate stretches of the South Australian plains lies the Anlaby Station Homestead, a remnant of a bygone era that whispers chilling secrets to those brave enough to cross its threshold. Once a prosperous merino sheep station established in the mid-19th century, it now stands eerily silent, its stones holding stories of hardship, death, and loss. Locals speak with hushed tones about the old homestead's dark history, claiming it is haunted by the spirits of its past. Visitors recount strange occurrences, doors creaking open on their own, cold spots lingering in rooms, and the distant echo of children's laughter that abruptly turns to silence, as if mocking one's intrusion. The tantalizing scent of gunpowder has also been reported in the vicinity, an unsettling reminder of the area's violent past. During the 1880s, Anlaby Station was the scene of a grievous tragedy when the owner's son, young Thomas, fell from his horse while attempting to round up the flocks. His untimely death sent shockwaves through the homestead. And since then, local legends suggest that his restless spirit wanders the grounds, searching for solace yet bound by grief to the land. Some say they have seen his apparition, a boy dressed in old-fashioned riding clothes, gazing pensively at the horizon, only to vanish without a trace. Despite numerous paranormal investigations capturing inexplicable readings and ghostly images, the full extent of the haunting remains elusive, drawing thrill-seekers and skeptics alike. But beware, if you choose to explore Anlaby Station, know that its melancholic past is not easily forgotten. The spirits connected to life's unfulfilled promises may come alive, confronting you with whispers of despair and shadows of sorrow too heavy to bear. Those who linger in its haunting embrace may find themselves forever entwined with its tragic history, vanishing like the flickering candles in the dark. (10) Gledswood Homestead and Winery, New South Wales. Nestled amid the serene vineyards of New South Wales, Gledswood Homestead and Winery stands as a picturesque testament to colonial history. Yet it conceals a chilling darkness that lingers beneath its rustic charm. Visitors often report an unsettling atmosphere as they stroll through the property, a stark contrast to the beauty of the rolling hills and lush grapevines. Whispers echo through the halls of the 19th century homestead, suggesting that those who wander here are not alone. The spirits of the past remain inextricably tied to the land. Tales abound of a tragic history associated with this estate, where the cries of a grieving woman are said to drift through the air, harking back to the life of Sarah, the wife of the homestead's original owner, who succumbed to despair after losing her newborn. Local lore warns that her sorrow still permeates the grounds, compelling her spirit to wander the gardens and corridors in search of her lost child. Investigations into the paranormal have revealed strange occurrences, flickering lights, inexplicable cold spots, and the unsettling sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Guests often report sudden feelings of dread, while ghost hunters have captured chilling audio phenomena, murmurs and sobs that seem to echo through the vast, empty halls. Despite the beauty that envelops Gledswood, a pervasive sense of foreboding remains. Each evening, as dusk descends and the sun sinks below the horizon, it is wise to heed the warnings of those who have felt the weight of the homestead's sorrowful legacy. Whether you are a skeptic or a believer in the supernatural, be prepared. The restless spirits of Gledswood may seek your attention, drawing you into the haunted history of a place where love, loss, and longing collide in an eternal dance of heartache. Step lightly, for you may find that some doors should remain closed, and some stories are far better left untold. (11) Old Ormiston House Farm, Queensland. In the ambient stillness of Queensland's Old Ormiston House Farm, the air thickens with the palpable weight of forgotten memories. Yet, simply standing among the crumbling remnants of this once thriving homestead evokes whispers of the past, as swirling mists dance around the eerie relics of a life once idyllic. Situated at the foot of the ancient McPherson Range, Ormiston's charm is marred by its grim legacy. In the late 19th century, this farm, originally established by settlers amidst the lush landscapes, became a macabre footnote in local lore after reports surfaced about its tragic abandonment. Folk tales reveal that after a series of unsettling events involving the unexplained death of livestock and sightings of spectral figures emanating from the shadows at dusk, the property was shunned, its original owners mysteriously vanishing into the night, never to be heard from again. Pressured by curiosity, amateur historians and thrill-seekers have scoured the land, driven by tales of a ghostly woman draped in white, said to roam the farmstead, her mournful wails echoing through the stillness of night. This lingering figure, said to be the spirit of a heartbroken widow who lost her children to a fierce storm, has become the tragic epitome of sorrow and despair. Campfire tales abound of a chilling encounter of an investigator who, equipped with night vision gear, recorded unexplainable orbs hovering over the dilapidated barn, and faint but unmistakable cries for help resonating through the hallowed grounds. The locals insist that the farm is cursed, suggesting that to tread too closely to these fading walls is to invite chaos and sorrow into one's life. So, if you find yourself drawn to Old Ormiston House Farm, remember to heed the stories etched into the hills. To cross its threshold is to flirt with terror, an awakening darkness lurking just beyond sight. A reminder that some shadows are best left undisturbed. Always tread carefully, for the echoes of the past are not merely remnants. They are warnings, waiting to ensnare the unsuspecting soul who dares to trespass. (12) Wolston Farmhouse, Queensland. In the heart of Queensland, at the end of a dusty road flanked by swaying eucalypts, lies Wolston Farmhouse, a seemingly innocuous colonial structure that holds the whispers of dark secrets beneath its aged timber rafters. Locals often refer to it as a hotspot for supernatural occurrences, claiming that the farm is haunted by the souls of those who met tragic fates within its confines. Built in the 1850s by the prominent Wiggins family, the farmhouse witnessed the harsh realities of colonial life, including death, despair, and mourning. It is said that the cries of a heartbroken mother still echo through its hollow halls. She lost her children to disease in the grim years after settlement. Visitors often survey the property, reporting feelings of unease and an eerie sensation as they traverse the creaking floorboards, occasionally catching glimpses of spectral figures slipping through walls. The farmhouse was used not only as a home, but also as a medical facility, making it a silent witness to countless suffering souls, both living and dead. Accounts from ghost hunters and amateur investigators describe chilling phenomena, objects shifting inexplicably, cold spots in rooms where warmth should abound, and the faint sound of lullabies carried on the breeze, as if sung by the ghostly mother lingering in sorrow. One infamous incident involved an unsuspecting family claiming they were pushed out of bed by an unseen force, leaving them shaken and desperate to leave. Scholars and paranormal experts have flocked to document these occurrences. Yet no definitive explanation has calmed the restless spirit said to wander the grounds, a tragic remnant of a life cut short. As twilight descends, casting long shadows across the property, one must approach Wolston Farmhouse with caution. Those brave enough to visit should prepare themselves for unsettling encounters. As the past is ever watchful, what lies within may forever alter one's understanding of life, death, and the blurry boundary that connects them. For daring souls, heed this warning. Some doors are best left unopened, and some sorrowful spirits undisturbed. (13) Woolmer's Estate, Tasmania. Nestled in the heart of Tasmania, Woolmer's Estate emerges from the mist like a shadow from the past, where the winds seem to whisper secrets of its tumultuous history. The estate, originally built in the 19th century, encapsulates both grandeur and decay. Its peeling paint and overgrown gardens evoke a sense of abandonment, drawing the curious toward its storied halls, a place of beauty that belies the sorrow wrapping it tightly like a shroud. Rumors persist among locals about spectral figures spotted wandering through the estate, particularly seen at dusk, when shadows stretch and dance eerily upon the cobblestone walkways. These tales are not mere folklore. They are steeped in the very fabric of the estate's legacy. Constructed by the prominent Archer family, Woolmer's was a bustling center of agricultural activity. Yet it also bore witness to nightmarish events that have echoed through time. The estate's most chilling chapter involved the tragic death of a young child, whose spirit, it is said, has never truly departed. When visitors tread lightly through the old nursery, some report an unsettling chill where warmth once flourished, and others claim to hear soft cries that seem to float upon the air, stirring an unnerving sense of loss. Investigators armed with EVP recorders and infrared cameras have captured unexplainable phenomena, including disembodied voices and sudden changes in temperature, leaving them questioning science itself. For those who dare to explore this haunted heritage, consider yourselves warned. Woolmer's Estate holds an energy that envelops the living, perhaps luring them into the sorrow of the past. This place is not just a relic. It is a haunting reminder that some legacies never rest, and once you trespass the boundaries that separate the living from the dead, you might not return unscathed. Proceed, but tread carefully. Some doors are best left unopened. (14) Brickendon Estate, Tasmania. Nestled amidst the fog-draped hills of Tasmania, the Brickendon Estate stands as a haunting reminder of the dark past woven into the very fabric of its landscapes. Visitors who traverse the gravel paths often describe an overwhelming sense of unease, as though unseen eyes are watching from the shadows of the sprawling gardens. Local folklore whispers of ghostly apparitions, chilling sounds echoing through the night, and an air of sorrow that seems to linger like smoke from a dying fire. Built in 1824 by an English settler, the estate was originally intended as a farming paradise. But the legacy of tragedy soon overshadowed its initial promise. Brickenden's rich history is marred by suffering, marked by the labor of the convicts who toiled on its grounds, many of whom did not survive the harsh realities of their bondage. As haunting as the past is the legend of the dark figure, an ethereal presence said to traverse the estate and grounds. Reports of cold drafts and unexplained phenomena abound, with visitors claiming to hear the faint sounds of chains rattling, echoing the pains of those once bound to servitude. The stables, now aged and forlorn, are often cited as the epicenter of paranormal activity, as witnesses have spotted shadowy figures and felt icy arms wrapping around them, leaving behind an indefinable dread. It's said that the restless spirits of both the convicts and the estate's early inhabitants remain tied to this place, forever lamenting their unfinished business. However, those who have dared to linger past sunset, chasing the whisper of ghosts, have encountered a chilling warning. The spirits they seek are not always benevolent. If you dare to explore Brickenden, tread carefully. What was once a home may still harbor memories too painful to disturb. You may not be alone in your quest. Some may find that the shadows have already claimed them as part of their eternal saga, becoming part of the tale that is Brickenden Estate. Old Farm Strawberry Hill, Western Australia. Old Farm Strawberry Hill, Western Australia. Underneath the brooding presence of towering gum trees, Old Farm Strawberry Hill stands shrouded in a chilling aura, a remnant of Western Australia's colonial past that whispers tales of sorrow and loss. The crumbling stone walls of the old homestead softly echo an eerie silence, broken only by the rustle of unseen presences that locals claim wander the land after dusk. Situated near the picturesque cliffs of Albany, this historic site is a reminder of the hardships faced by early settlers. Yet it is the legend of its haunted past that garners the most chilling attention among the local community. As the story goes, this property was once a thriving farm, inhabited by the notorious Leake family, who fell victim to a series of unimaginable tragedies throughout the mid-19th century, including the untimely death of a child who tragically drowned in an adjoining creek. For years, reports of spectral children laughing and calling out, only to vanish into thin air, have haunted those brave enough to wander the estate. Some say the ghost of the young Leake boy, clad in outdated garb, scours the grounds looking for his lost playmates, while the air thickens with an icy grip that chills sun-baked skin even in the warmest sun. Those who have dared to linger late into the evening recount tales of strange apparitions, unsettling whispers, and cold drafts that seem to cleanse the very soul of warmth. Skeptics may dismiss these occurrences, yet signs of disturbance, such as unexplained footprints in the sand and lights flickering in darkened rooms, keep the lore alive. However, a word of warning to the curious audacious. Entering Old Farm Strawberry Hill invites restless spirits into your life, potentially unleashing a darkness that lingers long past your departure. Approach discovery here not as a simple thrill, but as a humbling acknowledgement that some histories are better left undisturbed, lest you provoke what resides in the shadows of Strawberry Hill. Thanks for joining us on this spine-chilling tour of Australia's top 15 haunted farms and homesteads. If you enjoyed the eerie tales and ghostly legends, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more haunting adventures. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll explore the darkest corners of abandoned asylums. Until next time, keep your lights on and your curiosity alive.